Joy on the journey. Hi, friends. Today we're going to talk about feeling joy along the journey of our lives. It's so easy to get caught up in destination addiction and focusing only on the goal, focusing only on the end, focusing only on the finish line. Well, the truth is that when we do that, we miss so much of our life because really the majority of our life is in the journey. It's in the hallway, if you will. It's in the process of getting to that thing we say we want to have, that goal we have. So let's have some joy on the journey, right? That is where the richness and the vibrancy and the yumminess of life is, the juiciness of life is. It's in that joy. Now, when we get caught up in excuses, making excuses, or blaming, focusing outside, right? When we get caught up in either of those two things, we cheapen our joy. When we make excuses for why we're not doing what we know we should be doing to get us to where we say we want to go. When we make excuses for somebody else's not so hot behavior in order to make it okay to stay in a situation that's not good for us, we cheapen our own lives. That's not the goal. It's just simply not the goal. So we want to do really is we want to release excuses, release blame, release destination addiction, and begin to experience more vitality and more joy every single day. Yes, that's what we want to do. Now think about this for a moment. We are all, every one of us, a very uncommon person. There's nobody like you anywhere. You are it. You are here in this place, this time, living your life, and no one else has your life. I know, right? We're all these uncommon, amazing people, but we're going through life and in situations that seem really common. You know, there've been plenty of experiments over time where somebody who is a great musician would go and look like they are just a common person on the street playing their music and nobody pays any attention to them. But then you get a ticket to go see them in a concert and you're paying high dollar for the same musician playing the same song. It's all about where, setting, what's going on, and what are we paying attention to, right? So in our own lives, if we want to have more joy, we want to pay attention on a deep level and use all of our senses to do it. So I have a few suggestions on how to ramp up your joy a little bit more as we're going into the new year, as we're having more and more excitement in the world for your own life, your own beautiful, precious life. I have a few suggestions. One, jettison the things that don't work. Jettison the old belief systems, the old things you're holding on to, and clear yourself of clutter from the inside out. So we can be cluttery in our thoughts or in holding on to beliefs that don't work anymore, or holding on to guilt or resentment or fear or worry or doubt. It's time to jettison those things and allow joy to spring up, because those heavy things will push the joy down and make it harder to feel it. And we want things to really come up in your favor. Then the next step is to omit, 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 leave out, omit things that don't serve you. Good questions to ask to yourself is what I'm about to do for the highest good of all concerned? Or is what I'm doing, thinking, and saying getting me where I say I want to go? Because so often people come to me and I go through it myself where I say I want a certain goal, but yet my thoughts and my words and my actions don't align with that goal. That creates a dissonance and it steals our joy. So, are your thoughts and your words and your actions lining up with what you say you want to do? So, if I say, I want to go travel to Italy, but yet I'm talking about Mexico, I'm going to go to the wrong place. We want it to align, and we don't want our old thinking and our patterns to steal our joy. So make sure we have alignment. Omit the things that are contrary. Omit the stuff that doesn't serve you. And then we want to yield. That means pay attention to timing. We live in a society that is terrible with delayed gratification. Terrible. And we want really instead to be okay with yielding to a proper timing. If you have a lofty educational or career goal that you know you can get to, you're not going to wake up tomorrow and have it done. I plant seeds and plant flowers, and many of my friends grow vegetables, and I used to do that. And when you plant the seeds, you don't have the harvest the next day. It's the same thing in our life, right? It's the same thing. We want to yield for the highest good. We want to make sure that we're paying attention to timing. It's okay to learn how to have gratification delayed a bit. Our culture, with everything right now, yesterday, it doesn't serve us in some of the things that have more meaning and more depth and richness. They take time to build, like the great cathedrals of Europe. They weren't built overnight. So yield so that your ego, that's not your amigo, doesn't usurp your results and cheapen your life and steal your joy. Another thing that increases joy is appreciation and gratitude, right? Because they're higher. They allow us to expand, because our joy is our natural state. It's meant to come from the inside and radiate out. And so heavy things like grief and sadness and doubt and worry, those things kind of taint it, take the shine away. So if we're going to have joy on our journey, we want to have appreciation and gratitude for all the depth and the richness of life itself. Sometimes we have appreciation and gratitude even in the face of adversity. And sometimes we have appreciation and gratitude for things that may not feel so great, but are getting us in the right direction. Like when I used to go to the gym a lot, my trainers used to always say, no pain, no gain. And I'm like, okay, I always knew that if I could feel my muscles the next day in a different way, then that delayed onset muscle soreness reminded me that I was making a gain, right? So we all have those things. So if we're going to have joy on the journey, we want to practice not hurrying through life and slowing down a little bit, paying attention, appreciating nature, appreciating ourselves. Next time you're outside, slow down, check it out, check out the clouds. If it's nighttime, check out the stars. What's going on with all the animals and the foliage around wherever you are? What's happening in the natural world? What about the breeze on your face, right? Or maybe it's wind, or maybe you can't feel it. Check it all out and look for the good. Look for the good. Looking for what's good and right will help increase our joy, because the world is a tricky place. The world is a difficult place to live in. And so we know that whatever we look for, we get more of it. Our brain sorts for what we're looking for. You know, when you've been on a road trip before and you have to go to the bathroom, you notice every place there's a bathroom. Or if you're hungry, you notice every restaurant, because the brain looks for what you say you want. So what are you doing? Look for the good. Look for the joy. See what's working. Slow down a little bit and appreciate things as you go. Because when we're focused only on the end result, we miss most of our lives. It's a blur. And you don't want to look back, I don't think, next week, next year, 5 years from now, and say, I don't even know what happened. I don't remember. You don't remember because you weren't slowing down and paying attention. You were too busy distracted, looking for the outcome or facing behind you or something else other than living in the moment. So, a phrase I use is, wherever my attention goes, my energy flows. So if I'm looking for what's good or joyful or uplifting, then I will receive more of that, because that's where my attention and energy go. If I'm looking for everything that's wrong in the world, all the government stuff that's wrong, or the healthcare stuff that's wrong, or the fear or whatever, I'll get more of that experience as well. You get to pick. I suggest and I support you in picking more joy on your journey, focusing your attention and your intention toward allowing that beautiful, radiant light within you to show up in a real way. So when you're fearful or angry or pointing your fingers or really sad or anxious, it's time to take a few slow, deep breaths and come back into your joy center in your heart and let that show up. Mhm. Joy on the journey makes things much more fun. It doesn't mean the journey is easier. It doesn't mean that we're being Pollyanna and we're not paying attention to the challenges in the world. It doesn't mean that at all. It actually means we show up more authentically and with much more personal power when we're standing in our authenticity, in our sovereignty as beings that know how to command our energy. That has much more positive impact on your own life and the world around us when we can stand in who we are, stand in our joy, and understand that when we bring our inner light forward, it changes things. Anger, greed, and fear create more static. Authentic inner power, light of our being, joy, gratitude are equally or more effective at changing things. And it is for a higher way, a more evolved way. So let's focus on joy for the journey, joy to the world, right? Joy to ourselves by letting our inner light shine, like the lighthouse that you are, right? We all can let our light shine in amazing, powerful, meaningful ways. One of the ways you can connect to your inner light is by appreciating nature, by holding hope, by seeing the value in connection. Those are some ways that you can feel your own inner joy. So I ask you, what are you waiting for? Are you waiting for permission to feel joy and be happy about your life? Then I give you permission. If you're waiting for something outside of yourself, some person, some government, some situation to shift in order for you to feel joyful, you're looking in the wrong neighborhood for the keys to the kingdom. The keys to your inner kingdom, to your inner sovereignty, are within you. It is not dependent on another, even though we're taught that. So let yourself go within, feel your inner light in your heart center, and let it come out in a beautiful, amazing, powerful way. And even you will be surprised at the really cool outcome and the really cool friends and the opportunities that will come your way. Because remember, wherever your attention goes, your energy flows. When you're looking for what's hopeful and beautiful and good and joyful, you'll get more of it. So let's all release blame, release excuses, release tolerating intolerable things. Allow ourselves to feel that joy, that inner light on our own journey as we walk through our lives or run through our lives or swim through our lives in a way that's beautiful and powerful and rhythmic. Letting your vital life force show up in a real and authentic and loving, kind way. Let gratitude lead. Let your heart be full of goodness, knowing that it's your light that will extinguish the darkness. So shine your light, be joyful on the journey, and know that life is tricky and it can be crazy and weird. And I'm not talking Pollyanna here. I'm talking bring joy, bring light to all the darkness, even within our own being, and see how your world is transformed. So remember, until the next episode of Someone Gets Me, to keep your face to the sun so the shadows fall behind you, because you're a rock star and you're here on purpose with a purpose. So go out there, go out into your world. Let your joy from your heart show up. Stand in your sovereignty as an amazing human being, releasing blame, judgment, anger, rage, release it. Let yourself be joyful. Let yourself bring your own inner goodness to the table and into your own life and see how that transformative power will bring you the most amazing life experience beyond your wildest dreams. Until the next episode, be well.